right, this recording. All right, it's the yard site still for the next about half hour till Shkia of my holy ancestor Rav Moshe ben Eliezer Alevi, veKarov, exclusively the Lincoln close to Amen. Before he was nifter, was Erev Shabbos. He gave a shir on this sugya of veKarov, and so even though I can't say big pilpulim and I don't know what he was, what do you call it? What kind of pilpulim he said on it, but still, nonetheless, we can learn this sugya a little bit, lili nishmasai. We should be zoiche that in the schus of learning this, we should learn with all the Tanaim and Amoraim who brought this into the world, and also, Mirz Hashem, I hope to be able to sit and learn with my holy Zayda, Rav Moshe ben Eliezer Schmitz, Halevi, Schusidum, Zmein. And we can learn, maybe we'll learn this sugya together in Olam Haba. I know Rabbi Victor Miller, he always talked about how important it is to think about Olam Haba, and I know that my ancestor is there now. He's learning this sugya because it was such a choshev thing to him, and hopefully I can one day hear the shir Mirz Hashem in Olam Haba in the next world. Nipul hanimtza b'seich chamishim amo. Nipul means a baby dove, a dove chick that fell out of the nest, or the dove cote. They would keep domesticated doves in it's called a shoivach, a dove cote, similar to like a chicken coop, but instead, like a chicken coop is down on the ground, the dove cote is up in the sky like a birdhouse. So nipul nimsa b'seich chamishim amo. If within 50 cubits of a particular dove cote you find this baby chick, Hare hu shel Baal HaShoivach, then that baby chick belongs to the owner of that dovecote, that it's within that 50 cubit radius from the dovecote. Chutz mi chamishim ama hare hu shel moitzoi. If it's outside of 50 cubits, then it belongs to the person who found the baby, the baby dove chick. Nimtza
in 2 miles, take exit 104 toward Monticello Raceway.
Now, what if you found it in between the two dove cotes, and between the two is less than 50 cubits? We would assume, right? Karav lezeh shaloi, karav lezeh shaloi. If it's closer to this dovecote, it belongs to that one. If it's closer to, we're saying they belong to different owners. If it's closer to the other one, it belongs to the other one. Karav mechza al mechza, shneim yachleiku. But if it's exactly right in between the two dovecotes, then they should sell the bird and split the proceeds. So the Gemara brings Amar Rabbi Chanina, Roi veKarov, Holchin Achar Haroiv. That when you have two different things that seem to be contradiction, Roiv, that there's an abundance, there's a majority, veKarov, and there's a proximity. Holchin Achar Haroiv, we go after the majority. V'avalgav the Ruba Daraisa, v'Kurva Daraisa, even though both
in half a mile, take exit 104 toward Monticello Raceway.
Both of these legal concepts of majority and proximity are of biblical origin. Afilu hachi ruba adif. Even though you would think these are both equal concepts,
take exit 104 and keep left.
Because they're both of biblical origin, nonetheless, there is a greater strength in the majority than there is in the proximity. Meaning, if the majority of things that are similar have a particular status, we
Keep
go
left
after
and
the
continue on to New
majority,
York 17B West.
even if the proximity seems to contradict that majority. Meisif Rabbi Zera. So Rabbi Zera brings an argument against this, that Roiv, the majority, overrides proximity.
Continue on New York 17B West for 6 miles.
There's a law in the Jewish law called the Egla Arufa, that if you find a murdered corpse, a cadaver, and you don't know who killed the person, you go by veKarov. We go by proximity. Meaning there's a city that it has a proximity to the dead body, to the corpse. Right? Now let's say you have two cities. One city is a high crime area, so that would be an incidence of roiv, of majority, meaning it's more likely for the dead body to have been murdered in a high crime area than in a low crime area. And then you have, however, proximity, that the dead body was found in proximity to a lower crime area, but nonetheless it's in proximity. Right? V'deleka v'lezil basaruba the alma b'yasheves ben aharim. So there, in such a case, we go by veKarov, we go by proximity instead of by roiv, instead of by majority. So the Gemara answers that that is where the two towns are of similar size, but still we should go by majority. But if it's in between two mountains, it's unlikely that the murderer came from this high crime area to the low crime area just to deposit the body. Tanan. So let's go back to our Mishnah. Nipol nimsa b'seicha mishim amma harihu shabal hashevach. When you find the baby dove, the baby pigeon, within 50 cubits of a dove coat, and there's only that dove coat, then it belongs to the owner of the dove coat. However, what if there's another dove coat that is more than 50 cubits away that has more birds in it? You would think that that one would be more likely for it to come from than the one that's closer that has fewer birds in it. A smaller dove coat. If that's the case, but if that's the case, so why do we say if it's more than 50 cubits away, why does it belong to the person who found it? Why don't we say it belongs to that big dove coat over there that's likely have come from? And if not the case, so it's from there that it fell. What are we talking about here? When you measured that it's 50 cubits. Damarav Ukva Bar Chama, Rav Ukva Bar Chama said, Kol Madada and Madada Yosem Mechamishim. Not only it's measured, but it's like moved, like the bird hopped around, right? Oh yeah, Madada doesn't mean measured. Madada means Madadade would be measured. Madada means the baby chick is hopping around the baby chick only has enough energy to hop around 50 cubits. Boy, Rabbi Yirmiyah, Rabbi Jeremiah asked the following question. Raglai achas v'sei chamishim amma. There's 1 foot within 50 cubits. Raglai achas chutz me chamishim amma. Meaning we measured exactly 50 cubits, and that falls right in the middle of the bird. Ma'u. What's the law then? V'alda avkuhu the Rabbi Yirmiyah made the midrasha. When Rabbi Yirmiyah asked such a stupid question, they threw him out of the medrash. I can picture Moshe Chenger. He's even on his deathbed. He's laughing at this Gemara. Mitzvah gedolah yos b'simcha tamid. So Tashima, come listen to this. You find it in between 2 dovecotes. We assume there's less than 50 cubits between the 2. If it's whatever one is closer to, that's the one it came from, right? But what if you have these 2 dovecotes, and one is a huge dovecote and the other one's a small one, but it's closer to the small one? We assume it came from the smaller one that's closer to Karov, and not the bigger one, proximity, and not the bigger one that it's not closer to, that's Roiv, that's majority. Right? No. So, what are you talking about here? Sheshnei and Shavin. Again, because we're talking about Roiv and Karev, right? If they're both equal, now we're talking about, so there's no Roiv here. If they're both similarly sized dovecotes, then we go by Karev. Lezel basaruba da alma hachavamayskinen. We go after what's most of the world. What are we talking about here? Mishfil shel krumim im isa me'alma aseh. About a path of grape vines, right? Of the vine vineyards, right? There's a path in the vineyard. Im isa me'alma aseh. Say he brought it from somewhere else. He's saying maybe it was it rolled, these grapes. They rolled around. So that doesn't usually happen. Or if the birds, the little baby birds, they hopped around. All right, that's a little bit more possible than the grapes, right? Maybe a duck comes along to a lemonade stand and he says, "Got any grapes?" So anyway, mitzvah gedolah liyos b'simcha tamid. We had a good day today on the Heilige Zaytis yahrzeit. Baruch Hashem, we brought 2 Yidden Tachas Kanfi Shechina. We brought 2 converts under the wings of the divine presence. We converted 2 people to Judaism, and then I did a civil wedding. It was very interesting. It was 3 weeks. You can't do a Jewish wedding, so we made the civil wedding, but there was an Israeli couple, so I did it in Hebrew, even though I know Samaravi was against speaking Hebrew. I feel like this is such a shtach to the Medina. It's kedai. If we make it like Sanusa for the Zora, we can shtach in the Medina and shtach in the Rabbanut. So then we can use it for it. But the truth was, like, I was reading this ceremony that I translated on Google Translate, and like I couldn't say simcha, I said simcha, So and I was thinking, that somehow the word simcha came in there, and Chaim or simcha, whatever it is in there, Gewalt. Baruch Hashem, we were able to do that as well. Mirtz Hashem, after the 3 weeks, this couple, they should have their Siddur Kedushin, Mirtz Hashem. But it was very nice that we had, it was a very cute thing to do. It's the second time I did that. I have on YouTube a video from one time when I did that in New York, Pennsylvania. This was in Bloomfield, New Jersey. But so Baruch Hashem, schaffen ein bisschen Geld. And jetzt, Baruch Hashem, we can reingehen in this medrash. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. And the schus of the Heilige Seide, the Chengaruv. We should all have a lot of simcha in our lives. Things should get better in the world. I saw in New Jersey gas. I got gas for $4.15, and that was with a card. If I would have paid cash, it would have been $4.05. But then I saw also later for $3.99. So maybe things are getting a little better. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I gotta get to shul. Maybe, I don't know, did I say Kaddish for someone who died more than 200 years ago? I don't know. How do I turn this thing off?